It's the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw.
Well, howdy fans, it's old T Voeltz, and I'm here to bring you the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw, and we're talking October 23rd's edition of WWE's flagship program, and this week it emanated from Green Bay, Wisconsin. We got a lot to get to. We got the PWI Top 10. We have a big announcement at the end of the show, and we got a lot of Survivor Series news. So let's get right into it on the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw. And let's start out with a Pro Wrestling Illustrated Top 10. This is coming courtesy of the PWI. Now this Top 10 was compiled heading into this week's action. That means this Top 10 was compiled before last night's TLC event. So it's interesting to see what changes may happen after the things we see tonight on Raw and last night on TLC. Of course, at the top of the heap is none other than the Brock Lesnar undisputed, undefeated Universal Champion. That's right, and we hear from him on Monday Night Raw. And the number one contender in the Raw rankings, according to PWI, is none other than Roman Reigns. Sick or not, he's still number one. Number two, he may have gone out in a trash compactor last night, but prior to that, he is ranked at number two, Braun Strowman. And number three is the Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Number four is Finn Balor, who picked up a huge win last night at TLC versus AJ Styles. Or did he? Do we really count that as Finn Balor, or do we count that as the Demon King? More on that in a little bit. Number five, continuing to rise in the rankings, Elias. I love Elias. I think he's got nowhere to go but up. Number six is Kalisto, former now Cruiserweight champion. He just lost the title back to Enzo last night at TLC. Number seven is Kurt Angle Jr., Jason Jordan. He's got a long ways to go, but he's still in the top 10. Number eight, another guy that's out with the mange. Okay, he doesn't have the mange, but he's got the sickness, the plague that's ravaging the WWE locker room. We're talking about Bray Wyatt. And number nine this week is Apollo Crews. Now here is something even more astounding. Number 10 in the PWI rankings for Monday Night Raw heading into this week was R-Truth. So as you can see, the malingering plague that seems to be infecting the WWE locker room is benefiting some people. After all, R-Truth in 2017, this time of the year, is in the top 10 according to PWI. That's right, R-Truth, number 10. Hey guys, let's move on. We got matches to get to. We got 6 matches, but before then we have Kurt Angle out to talk about Survivor Series. And he announces that Survivor Series is going to be champion versus champion. Now for many of us, this wasn't a surprise because the announcement's been out for a little bit of time, or at least the rumor, that Jinder Mahal was going to take on Brock Lesnar. Champion, champion. But according to Kurt Angle, all the champions are going to face each other. That's right, the women's champion versus the women's champion over on SmackDown, the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion, and the Tag Team Champions of Raw versus the Tag Team Champions of SmackDown. Interesting, right? What better time to have this clash than at Survivor Series? I think it's a great idea. And he also said we're going to have 2 elimination, old school style Survivor Series matches, which is also great. Suddenly, guys, Survivor Series means something again. Suddenly, we have a good Survivor Series again. It was just kind of been of a throwaway card, in my opinion, in the last few years, but now we have champions versus champions, and we have the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination style matches. Now, while Kurt Angle's out there, The Miz and The Bar come out, but he is saved by the Shield combination of the Shield, minus Roman Reigns, who of course is out sick. So we got Ambrose, Rollins, and AJ Styles, who is a holdover from TLC. He was brought in to wrestle Finn Balor the Demon Finn Balor at TLC. He stayed an extra night to help out on Raw, and they helped get Kurt out of that sticky situation. Next up, we had our first matchup as Ambrose, Rollins, and AJ Styles, they're already out there, take on The Bar and The Miz, and Ambrose, Rollins, and AJ got the Duke. They got the victory here, and then Kane comes out, and Kane calls out Braun Strowman. He wants to be the only monster on Monday Night Raw. Kane says, I'm the only monster around here. Well, Braun Strowman did not answer that call, obviously, because he's in the back of a trash truck from the night before. But obviously, at some point down the road, we're going to see a match between the Big Red Machine, Kane, and Braun Strowman. Sounds like a passing of the torch, if you ask me. Up next, we got another matchup as Kane, he's already out there, took on Finn Balor. Not Finn Balor from the night before, obviously, because Kane got the victory here. Finn Balor just came off a big victory the night before over AJ Styles, and then he loses to Kane the next night? What's going on? Okay, in WWE logic, this was Finn Balor losing to Kane. The one that won the night before was the Demon King Finn Balor with the paint on. Are you confused? I am. I mean, geez Louise, this is the same person, right? They even have them as two separate people in 2K's new WWE 2K18 video game. Two separate guys. Which do you think Finn Balor himself, the human being, prefers? Probably he prefers Finn Balor because he doesn't have to put all that paint on. But it sounds like if he wants to keep making the money, keep skyrocketing to the top, he's going to have to put the paint on a lot more. Guys, what do you think? Do you prefer regular Finn Balor or do you prefer Demon King Finn Balor? I'm kind of undecided. Traditionally, I like just the normal guy, but he does seem to have more charisma when he's wearing the paint. I wonder why that is. It's like he's hiding behind it. Let me know what you think. From here, we get Kurt Angle coming out again. They show him backstage, and enter Shane McMahon. That's right, over from SmackDown, and they get in a tit-for-tat on the microphone. Boy, it was interesting seeing those two face-to-face again, if you remember their rivalry from years past. Great matchup if you can go back and find it. Speaking of matches, next we saw the new to the Raw roster and debuted last night on TLC, Asuka. That's right, the undefeated Asuka taking on Emma in a rematch. Asuka wins again as she gets Emma to tap out. From there, we have Alexa Bliss out, and she's complaining about the fans not chanting for her. This brings out Mickie James, who pops old Alexa Bliss. Okay, she took her out. From there, we had another match as Elias trying to sing his song. I love Elias. Raise your hand if you love Elias. I do. And he was out there trying to sing his song, but he was having technical difficulties. Guess who it was? The salad shooter himself. That's right, Jason Jordan. Why do I call Jason Jordan a salad shooter? If you saw TLC, you know what I'm talking about. Well, Jason Jordan did not fare much better tonight on Monday Night Raw than he did at TLC. This match ends in a DQ as Elias got tired of Jason Jordan and his horrible gear and hit him with the guitar. Okay, part of that's not true. He did hit him with a guitar, but he did not get disgusted with him over his horrible wrestling attire. But I did. Jason Jordan, I mean, the color scheme of your singlets were not good, but this new green attire, it doesn't do anything for me. What do you guys think? Hit me up on the Twitter. What do you think of Jason Jordan's wrestling attire? Guess what we had next, guys? That's right, the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. And luckily for all of us, Paul Heyman did all the talking here. And boy, is he one of the best ever or what. This guy knows how to put butts in the seats, as they say. He knows how to talk guys into the arena. Paul Heyman knows what he's doing on a microphone. And that's exactly what he did as they accepted Jinder Mahal's challenge that he issued last week on SmackDown Live. So, it's official, as if it wasn't already. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus WWE Champion Jinder Mahal at Survivor Series. Who's your money on? Is it just me, or did Brock Lesnar appear just a tad out of shape from what we're used to? Now, I mean, I'm no one to talk. I'm no great Sylvester Stallone physique here, but Brock Lesnar did look a tad out of shape from what we're used to. Perhaps he's taken Jinder Mahal a little too lightly. Let's face it, Brock Lesnar is not around very often, and let's face it, he's got to be on the tail end of his career. Jinder Mahal, on the other hand, is in tremendous shape, and he has a lot of years ahead of him. Could that come into play with who comes out on top at Survivor Series? I guess time will tell. But first, we have a three-way match between three females, and the winner is going to captain the female elimination style match at Survivor Series. And it's between Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Alicia Fox. Who'd you think was going to win? You're wrong. Alicia Fox won. Can you believe it? This crazy person is going to captain the female Raw team at Survivor Series. It kind of adds a new level to it, a new layer, if you will. Up next, we had a 10-man tag team match. 5 guys over here, 5 guys over here, all 10 cruiserweights. Beforehand, though, we had the side that the crowd does not like, headed up by Enzo in the ring. But Enzo cannot speak. He has got something going on with his voice box. Lucky for all of us, or is it? Because for him, speaking was Drew Gulak, and it was a little bit strange. But he had a pre-wrote speech from Enzo that he read off for Enzo. It was a little bit weird. They definitely went for the cheap heat, picking on the Green Bay Packers, picking on Green Bay. It was cheap heat, but cheap or not, they got exactly what they wanted. The crowd was all over them. Anyways, this ends this 10-man cruiserweight tag team match with Kalisto getting a measure of revenge as he pins Enzo. But he's still not the cruiserweight champion. Enzo is. Now, just when you think Raw is over, I mean, it's been 3 hours, it's not. We have Angle come out, and he's about to announce his team for the Survivor Series when Shane O'Mac's music hits. That's right. Shane comes out from the crowd, but he's not alone. He has the majority, like 98% of the SmackDown Live roster with him, all decked out in SmackDown blue. Kurt Angle says, "I'm out of here." He goes to the back. That's not good enough for Shane McMahon and his crew. Shane McMahon waits in the ring and watches, just like the people in attendance in Green Bay did, as that 98% of the SmackDown roster went backstage and decimated the Raw superstars. Hey guys, what did you think of this? It was cool, if you ask me. It reminded me a little bit of the NWO and how they used to go backstage and beat guys up, how they took Rey Mysterio Jr. and lawn darted him into that trailer backstage. Now, they weren't spray painting, but they were beating guys up. Fan favorites were beating guys up. We had, remember American Alpha, formerly American Alpha? That's right. They definitely were not American Alpha on this night, as he went right, SmackDown Live's half of American Alpha went right up to Jason Jordan and beat him down. He should have stole his gear and threw it in the trash while he was there. What do you guys think? You know what would have been funny? Why they were beating on these guys in the locker room? If someone like Nerd Alert, one of the club members, one of the Good Brothers like Carl Anderson or Luke Gallows had come out of the shower wearing a towel saying, "Hey guys, I don't want to fight," because he was only in a towel. That would have been a little bit funny. Did you notice Kalisto on the ground without a mask? I think they even called him Kalisto. So if you want to see what Kalisto looks like without the mask, go back and watch this segment. Anyways, they went around each corner, beating on guys, beating on guys. They went around another corner, and Seth Rollins jumped off of something onto them. Very brave of Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, but the numbers were definitely against them, as it was like 20 on 2. Not going to work. Next thing you know, we see Rusev and somebody else, and they had Kurt Angle under the arms, and they brought him out to the ring, and Shane McMahon got right in his face, and he said these words: "Under siege." Actually, he said that before they went back there and beat him, but he made it very clear that he wants Kurt Angle to bring his Olympic gold medals and bring everything he's got to Survivor Series, because SmackDown Live is going to come out on top. Whew. Guys, this was great. It was something different. Now, we knew heading into Raw tonight that things might be a little bit different because of all the sickness taking out all the superstars backstage. And quite frankly, we didn't really see it until finally the end of the show. It was great to see something different. This gang mentality as they were backstage taking people out. Now, makes you interested for SmackDown, doesn't it? Yeah, I bet Raw's going to get a measure of revenge. Hey guys, we got something exciting heading into Survivor Series. Watch for this to grow and grow and grow week after week after week. I'm excited for Survivor Series. Speaking of news, guys, I got a big announcement. This is going to be the last week for the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw. Not to worry, I did not get in trouble. Nothing like that going on. I'm very happy with One Wrestling. One Wrestling's very happy with me. But guys, I just got too many assignments. I'm only human after all. I'm only human. I don't remember how that song goes. But this is the last week for the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw. If you're a fan, I thank you. Follow me on Twitter, and you're going to see me again. It's just not going to be on a weekly basis covering Monday Night Raw. I'm going to be covering some big events that the WWE puts on and other things. So just keep watching OneWrestling.com for those updates. Keep watching our YouTube page and check out all the other great material. There's a SmackDown review. There's an Impact Wrestling review. A lot of news going on with Impact Wrestling. Pretty much anything wrestling related, you're going to find it on OneWrestling.com. Guys, thanks for the opportunity to bring you this on a weekly basis. You're going to continue to see me covering other things. I want to thank Bill Apter so much for these opportunities and for understanding my busy schedule and giving me part of this busy schedule. I want a big shout out to Big Ray for all that he does. He knows what he does. I know what he does. Awesome. Much love, brother. Guess that's it, guys, for now. Hey, you will see me coming up down the road. Until then, I hope you enjoyed the nuts and bolts of Monday Night Raw.